Bitcoin is going to zero. You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero.
Great, everyone, and happy Friday! We have T-Top in the house. Also, we have Alexander G. How's it going? We also have KDGT. How's it going, guys? Today's gonna be a quick session. I'm dying. I don't know what's up with my head. It wants to explode like this. Man, it's just killing me. I just took my migraine pills once again. Sometimes when it happens throughout the week and I don't take care of it, it prolongs. So, yeah, I mean, it's a little painful, but I owe you. Wait, something is sounding here. Oh, I see. Oh. Alright, so it's going to be a little bit of a quick session today. Let me get my glasses really quickly so it doesn't get worse. And because, guys, I owe you a follow-up because everything, spoiler alert, it is pumping. It is pumping. So, let's get it. Hey, Nick Dune 33, great to have you around, my friend. Great to see you back. Love that you are a recurring viewer. Love it. All right, so let's get it, guys. Remember, a little quick reminder, click that like button. Hey, Crypto Billy, what's up, brother? How's it going? Great to have you around. Let's get it. Let's go to the charts really quickly. All right, so we got it right here. Let's go over Bitcoin really quickly. Remember that BOS trade. Remember, every single time that I go BOS trade, in my head is like that bullshit trade. I don't know why. I just need to let it out. All right, so it actually hit not only first entry but target. Look at that. It was pumping, baby. Let's go. Remember, you need to have your stop loss right there because when you make a BOS trade, you could absolutely be buying the top, right? So let's get it. We did not have that retracement here, but I see that volatility already playing out in here. Look at that. Everything that was taken or given, it's basically taken. We are I'm already out of this trade for the most part. I'm still at that 25% in, just so you guys know, and I'm gonna be looking for a re-entry here. All right, so that re-entry is gonna be as we either break the pennant, right, or come back down and have that loud order block being taken. I think this it's gonna be the one. All right, so let me add my alert, or better yet, recycle this alert. Just push it up here. Much better. Let's go over other things really quickly. I think we got a alert in Link. We were talking about Link being in between this area. Well, we open up a trading here, went up, take some profits, come back down, take us out, you know, like blah blah blah. This is kind of like going into that infinite range, right? So yes, not everything is blowing, but this one is doing pretty good. PENGU, guys, oh god, remember that we were on the 30 minutes, remember that we gave this entry. Look at PENGU, brother, that was freaking nice. Let's get it. I mean, man, this makes me so happy. Back again at gains. I mean, really, you know, I'm a pretty sentimental trader. Having those 3 stop losses at the beginning of the week, it was kind of like a bummer, even because it took me out and then the damn thing actually moved to where I was expecting to do. So try to squeeze that a little bit more about the market. It unsynchronized me, and you know, like, dude, it was like a headache. But well, we are back, baby, and better yet, on Friday. Let's get it. So let's see. Hobby Horizon, what's up? Welcome. Hey, Kelly, how's it going, Kelly? Great to have you here. OC, for trades that have TP1, TP2, TP3, what is your usual standard percentage distribution? I don't have a percentage distribution. I just look at the resistances. Here's the thing. Sometimes you'll have a different market perspective, right? And since we try to trade most of the things, DJing things, classic things, right? Everything there. I just look at the support resistances, right? Let's go and check out that process really quickly. I wanted to make sure that it's clean and clear, right? Because that's gonna add to your let's just say pocket knife, right? Let's go to LDO. It's been a while since we don't do LDO, and the damn thing is just inert. It's just asleep. We might have a drop in here, a slight drop but coming back down. And here's the deal. Let me show you. Like, we are right there. Perfect. Where is our liquidity? Our liquidity is right down here, all right? But we also have some resistances in here. So what I can do is open up a position in here, right? Or half of a position, quarter of a position, if you will. Why? Because I'm not trusting the market at this point. It's too shaky. I'm not there yet. I mean, we've been ranging for a long time. And well, you know what I believe about ranges, or what I think about ranges. Oh, no. Breakouts, right? So until we break out that range, I'm going to be defining a position, all right? So that's why we're going quarter on a quarter, quarter on quarter, quarter on quarter, right? So risking at most half of a position, because yes, we want to make money here, but we don't want to risk that full 3% of our wallet, especially that right now that we've been hitting some couple of good trades lately, all right? So the point is, let's just go for, a classical entry, long position, and just for sake of the explanation, all right, let's go in here. Let's ignore that we have a possible entry right there, and let's just think that the price action comes back down here. Ding, 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 you have your alert. Perfect. The first thing, well, you should already have this into consideration, but this is the process that you follow right before executing your entry. What is going to be your support? Well, my support is going to be at the bottom of that liquidity zone, and then I need to give myself a little bit of a buffering zone, wiggle room, I call it, right? And that is in case it overshoots, right? So for me, that's going to be right below here, and then I calculate the overshoot, right? So let's go like this. I have a video on how to do your stop losses and entries. Go check that out. It's part of our free course, like Zero from Hero. It's a pretty good video, and it's not like those courses that, hey, let's learn about support and resistances, and then they tell you this is just not enough. You need to learn more before you take a trade, right? And then what the hell are you teaching me that stuff, right? No. This video is actually trader's video, and this is like, hey, I'm gonna show you everything of that topic to use it in the market and start trading from day one. I don't advise trading from day one because you don't have all of the information that is required, right? But you do have you walk out having that information. Even we do sessions with just training that course, that lesson, all right? So go check that out. It's free. It's in this channel. It's in this playlist, all right? So in here, I teach you how to calculate the wiggle room, all right? In a mathematical, somewhat good way, all right? It's not the best way, but it's a pretty good one, to be honest. All right, so here it is. We have our entry. Perfect. We jumped in. It tries to go down, right? It comes back up. Perfect. Break back above the quantum reactor. Hits in the right there on the dynamic reactor. Let me show you this. This is the logic that I follow. This is why I use support and resistances and not percentages, all right? Because if I use percentages, I'm gonna be looking for, all right, the average percentage growth, all right, in a long or in a short, just in a movement, all right? So where is this thing? Right there. To look for that movement, right? So I will be aiming at my first target. There we go, at the trend line. And you might be saying, perfect. That makes total sense, right? I mean, if we go for this other one, you'll see that we are pretty freaking close to that trend line. And you're going to be going, all right, so adding a overall 2.5%. And remember, 2.5%, and this is how you calculate the overall percentage on each coin. Each coin is different because they have different market cap, right? Let me show you, for example, the contrast with hype. Hype. For example, we've been on hype all along, right? And actually, remember, breakout, retest. In fact, we are in a freaking trade on hype, and I don't know why it's not marked in here. Oh, yeah, I know, because for some reason I had 2 charts of hype. So that's why I didn't found it last time. I realized that I was using a secondary chart of hype. I don't know why. We are on a trading here, right? That went back up. And what was my percentage? Let's just check that out. My percentage of growth was 425. Very different from the 249. And they look completely different. I mean, these 247%, it is way larger, right, than this 225%. The answer is because of the market cap, all right? Don't go too deep into it. The more market cap, the lower the percentages we're going to be seeing, all right? And the higher the market cap, the higher the market cap, the lower the percentages we're going to be seeing as big movers, all right? So the same thing happens with Bitcoin, for example, like that. Look at that, by the way. I just so enjoy this, man. I mean, this was a 2 freaking percent. And look at how huge that 2% looks in here, right? Again, more market cap, lower percentages look bigger, all right? So there you go. Just so you know, that's why I never use a fixed percentage across coins, because of this. You don't know how big of a coin is going to be moving. Now, the next thing that I was explaining, it is per coin, you need to go and look at your average movement for a gain. In this case, is 1.4, right? And I already know because, well, if I go like this, look at that same thing, right? If I grab this and put it like that, look at that same freaking thing. I mean, we've been measuring this for a long time, right? I know 1.5 is the average percentage of growth of Bitcoin. Therefore, if I would have, right, use a percentage of growth to take profits, I would use 1.5, 1.4 to be safer, right? Nothing against percentages, but I just don't use them. Here's the next thing. For example, if I get, and this is it. If I get and let's use this one since we already have taken a trade, and then we're going to be making back the analysis on LDO, all right? If I know 1.4 is my average percentage, 1.14, my first taking profits would have been right here. Not too shabby. Pretty good, to be honest, right? You see, there's nothing wrong using them, but I just don't use them. Why? Because where's my next predictive range? Where's my next resistance? Right here. It might look at this point like, yeah, come on, brother, right? Come on, OC. You are freaking kidding me, because that is just such a small percentage, right? How could that make a change? Let's go now and take a look at the LDO so you can see how would that make a change. So if I'm looking for a 2.4 percentage, all right, we already got it. I'm gonna be looking for the price action to get all the way here, and that would make sense. But where is my first line of resistance? Dynamic reactor and liquidity zone. So what if the damn thing kind of like a breaks out retest? It's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. It doesn't hit 2.4 and then does like this. You see that? In this case, I would have, instead of one entry on my pocket, I would have one stopped out on my pocket, right? So what do I use instead? Plain support and resistances with either dynamic reactor, predictive ranges, or something in between, something that adds one to another. All right, so let me clear this up once again, and let's just keep this one in here, and that will be it. All right, so right here, look at the retrospective. What is your first area of taking profits? Right, remember the price action went down, you enter on your support, it whiplash or it went a little bit lower, then breakout, right, and then the retest. So right here, that is my dynamic reactor. That is my first area of taking profits. How big was that? I don't know. Never measured that. I did never measure that, right? But I know I'm taking money at a risk zone, all right? If I break dynamic reactor, well, also you need to know this to also understand just a little bit more. Dynamic reactor is the strongest area to be broken, all right? It's not the definite one, it's not the definitive one, but it's one of the strongest areas to be broken. So, in my theory, or how I see things, if I break through dynamic reactor, I'm absolutely breaking through the rest of the things, right? Like having this breakout, and then all right, if I come back down, I'm gonna come back down to the dynamic reactor, right? And then if I break out, I'm gonna be breaking out to the next resistance. That is my next taking profit. All right. So could maybe I start coming back down around and something like this? Yes, absolutely. But remember, that's why I use my indicators to tell me if I have anything else in between. Like, for example, this one here, right? So there's two things to answer your question. First one, there's nothing wrong using an average as long as you measure the average per coin, right? You're doing it all right. Second, consider support and resistances and volume. What is volume? Dynamic reactor is a way of look at volume. That's why it's one of the most important areas to look for. If you don't have dynamic reactor, don't worry. On the same courses, all right, on the same courses that they are for free on this channel, we have the SMA combo, all right? And look at how well the SMA combo kind of like surrounds the dynamic reactor. Dynamic reactor is not the SMA combo, and throughout the time, they're gonna depeg, all right? They are going to depeg. Nonetheless, on important volume areas, because of the price action, the SMA combo, they are average of prices, they tend to get at where the volume is allocated because of an average open and close, right? So are they entangled? Yes, but they measure different stuff, all right? So the little tricky here is to look at your SMA combo if you're not looking at your dynamic reactor, and look at where is the very first line that comes across, all right? Bingo. So maybe yours might be just a little bit higher right there, all right? Perfect. And then you use whatever is within your hands: support and resistance, dynamic reactor, SMA combo, trend line, so on and so forth, all right? So hopefully that answers your question. And why not? Let's do a risky trade on LDO. I'm feeling a little bit risky today. All right, so going back down in here, are we gonna get it? I actually think so, but I don't want to risk it that much, right? So let's keep it somewhere around here. Let's add our alert lower right here, and let's add another alert. Then if I'm not gonna be taking the trade, what do I keep this alert? Because I want to have enough time to look at how the charts are looking when the price action gets here, right? Maybe last minute that I see when we come back down here, maybe we do something like that and I have my flip of the ribbon. Oh, heck yeah, I'm gonna be longing that, right? Because that is a confirmed bounce of the dynamic reactor. So let me know, brother, if that was a good enough explanation. If it went too far ahead, if you like more like straight to the point. Because I want to be adjusting here. I had a little critique not too long ago, which is totally fine. I love this kind of critique because they built into my way of teaching, which was, hey, I would rather had your trust me bro answer. I just laughed at all, right? I mean, I love this kind of nerdy stuff, but that's me, and not everybody love it, right? So let me know. In complete honesty, right? I'm really interested to know. Do you like the nerdy answer? Do you like the examples? Would you rather have the trust me, bro answer? Let me know. Let me know. So, see, guys, is the video the dynamic support and resistance trading tool? In the video section. Not sure. I pasted here. Maybe I can take a look at that. But why not? Let's look at this really quickly. Let's go to YouTube. And on the Piper Academy thing. Let's go to playlist, Academy Trade Academy, and let's pause this. And here it is. Let's go all the way down here. Chapter 1, naked charts. You need to watch that one. Pretty good. Oscillator, how to trade ranges. Where is it? No. Live trading. Chapter indicators in my settings. And this is a good one too. Advanced free indicators and my layers. This is all of the advanced indicators that I use. Chapter 2 right here. Look at that same shirt. That's because this is the live session. There's a candlesticks. Chapter 6, Confluence and risk management. This is it. This is how I show you. Let's go and check that out. That I show you how to set your stop loss, because that is a part of a risk management thing. Hey, by the way, you should be taking a look at this thing, man. This is my how to trade. And if you follow these instructions, you're going to make it a killer banger style. You'll see. Let me see. It should be somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. All right. So here's where I start teaching you about how to take your, there we go, your entries first, and then your stop loss just a little bit farther ahead. Let's see. Come on. Again, the end of it all. Oh, what is the volatility thing? That was chapter 6. Let's go trade with OC. Chapter 6. Recap, trend lines. Oh, by the way, it's chapter 10. Triangles, wedges, the recap. Oh, that was a good one too. We need a couple of trades just practicing. Advanced trading, double tops and bottoms, breakouts, retest, recap, candlesticks. Golf, I think it should be on this one. I guarantee it's in this one. Because it is on this one. Here it is. Because I actually break down the percentages of what the leverage is at and how to actually use it within a picture, how to calculate your, it should be almost at the end. Here it is. Yes, here it is. So that is basically how you calculate your stop loss, right? Based both on your, what is it? Leverage. And if you don't have a leverage, there it is, right? I'm talking about the volatility factor there. So yeah, go check that out. It's on chapter 6, you'll see. And check the rest of them, man. I mean, we have volume indicators. This is on volume indicators. This is what I explained. Dynamic reactor, the SMA combo, the VRVPs, so on and so forth. 6.1, another volume indicator stuff. Trading with volume indicators, just the trading part of the volume indicator stuff. What else we have? Live setup recap, Bollinger Bands. I don't use Bollinger Bands, but you should understand how they're used, because you're gonna encounter many other trades or trade indicators based on how Bollinger Bands are created. So that is a very good video too. Trade setups, and then here's where we came back. Fibonacci retracements, chapter 18. Trade setups, MACD and RSI, divergences. What is it? Profits versus wins. Oh, this is a good video, brother. This one here, just a spoiler alert, is not the same thing having a win rate versus your total profits or realized profits, all right? You'll see over internet, all across the internet, hey, we have a 90% win rate. Hey, yeah. Yeah, right? First, show me what is your period of trading. Show me your trades, and then let's take a look at your money, the percentage money made, right? So don't let them fool you, right? I mean, a win rate is a good standard to look at, but it's like telling the speed by looking at your revolutions. Not really works that way, right? Hey, all set. What's up, brother? What's up? How's it going? All right, so maybe I just went too in depth in here. Let's see. Hobby, hello, Alexandra. Hey guys, Kelly, T-Top, Kelly, what's up, Alejandra? Happy Friday, yeah. Duality C, hey, Duality C, Hobby. Thank you. See, my precious Hobby Horizon. Thank you for asking. And Kelly, I'm bullish on Lido. Let's go take a look at Lido. And long time since I don't see Lido. Let's go get it. Oh, by the way, new alert. Do we have new alert? Oh no, new log. New log? What is our new log? PENGU? Hype? Hype crossing right now? Come on. Really? Oh, coming back down. All right. Eyes on hype. Eyes on hype for this weekend. We might have a breakout with above dynamic reactor, but let's see. If we don't break it here, guys, dude, this thing is going to the first resistance right here. Look at that. TP number 1, TP number 2, TP number 3. Right? So, oh, by the way, look at that. It just came out just like that without effort. Look at the distance, how they're so different in our TPs, and that's because it's not percentage based, right? It's based on price action resistances. All right, let's go. And you said, Kelly, what were you? Lido, LDO, Lido. I don't know, what was it? Was it like this? LDO. Oh, Lido. We were on it. Yeah, perfect. We were on it. You're bullish on LDO. But am I wrong? Let's see. Lido. Yes, it's the same thing, right? Yeah. Perfect. All right, so we got it. So we got possible entries here. Let's keep an eye on Lido. By the way, fantastic, Kelly. Fantastic entries. Oh, and let's do something really quickly before we go away. I already have a couple of setups in here. Bitcoin, we're keeping track in here. You guys should be already taking profits, at least 50% out. And your stop to entry. Please don't forget your stop to entry. We're making a pennant. Be patient in that pennant. We're going to be looking for that U-shaping here, looking for that peak performance diamond, and that V-shape recovery on our flip of the ribbon. All right, so keep an eye on that. Most likely we're gonna come back. Most likely it's gonna take us out. All right, and then it's gonna go. So be prepared to re-enter. Where do you re-enter? You just don't open and close like immediately. You need to wait for that. Yes, I know it's truth, and we need to go for this because this is going to happen. It's truth that you might be entering slightly above of it. All right, so just keep that in mind, that you might be jumping back in a little bit higher, but that is part of the game. Let's see. B team, what's up, bro? Welcome. Who else we have? Hey, B team. Drew, what's up, Drew? How's it going, brother? All set. Double shout out to you, my friend. 9% wins title. Yeah, mostly appears false a few days back. Yeah, back test. Yeah, absolutely. By the way, just as a recap, I still hold this one here, guys. This is gold. This is pure gold, and I'm gonna be sharing this with you. I already have shared it in the courses, but we have a, where is it? Risk reward optimizer. Let's go and check that out. For example, on KAVA, right? KAVA is been fairly pumping in 30 minutes. By the way, we need to. I had another thing in KAVA. Here, KAVA, loud order block on the comeback down here. Let's go for that. Look at that. It's 100%, freaking 100% bullish. That doesn't mean that it's gonna hold. All right. That doesn't mean it's gonna hold. But it's a freaking good zone to look for rebound there. All right, so keep your eyes 3327. All right, just so you guys have it on hand. Also, let's log that trend line and let's add an alert, guys. You know what, my migraine is coming back down. It's getting lower. I think you guys are magic. Just pure magic. Usually when I do live classes and I have a migraine, they go freaking worst. But love it. The loss in crypto. What's up, bro? Welcome. You guys are fantastic. Love you guys. Let's see. What was what to tell? Oh yeah. Let me turn everything off in here. All right. And let's see this risk reward thing. Let me turn it on. Yeah, I know it sounds a little bit intimidating. Let me click here. Let me go to where is it? Show about this script. Let's go. And I want to share it with you guys. So let me click in here and paste it. Guys, save this. Please save it. Hear me out. All right. If you never, ever, 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 ever had taken a trade or anything like that, I have said, and you don't want to, that's fine. But this thing, guys, please save it. All right, please. I mean, this is one of those free tools that they should be banned out of being free. They're just so good engineered, so quote unquote simple. All right, but they're so potent that this is, guys, this is a back tester, period. This is a back tester, period. Hear me out. This is a back tester, all right? I know it says risk reward optimizer because that's what you use to optimize your trades, and actually use percentages instead of support and resistance. This is how to automate your trading. All right, look at this. For example, let's go into the settings in here really quickly. And the first thing, before that, here you have white line, open entry, all of those lines taking profits and your stop loss. Based on these calculations, right? Based on these calculations, you have your win rate, right? 50% win rate, 30% win rate, 30% win rate, right? 25% win rate, 22% win rate, so on. Pretty standard, right? To be honest, pretty actually bad, to be honest, in here. You know, in the 30 minutes. Let's go to the 4 hours and see if that changes. Look at how different things are changing right now. On the 4 hour with the same settings, look at your win rate. 55, 43, 40, 33, 31, 28. There now, everything is in freaking gains. This is profits and loss percentages. This is what we were talking about. Like, let me show you here. Why would you rather go for the bigger win rate, 55, or the bigger money maker? You see that? How is that possible? Because sometimes you get you enter that many times, but you take that many smaller wins, and then you have bigger losses, right? So here's the thing. Here's what I was telling you. Hey, in the ratio, it's 1 to 3, but you're risking just a 31% win rate. So you're gonna be losing how many times? 70% of your trades are gonna lose. See that? That is a 70% lost rate. That is fucking hilarious, isn't it? But that's the bigger money maker. You see that? So very important that you guys understand that, because that's gonna make a huge difference on how you trade and how you see trading. That's why it doesn't matter that, right? For example, last time we have 3 hits in a row. Who freaking cares? Well, I'm emotional, so it actually hits me up a little bit, right? But at the end of it all, who freaking cares? Because our wallets are just bursting out of right now gains, and you can backtrack these videos and follow along yourself and have proof of it. All right, so very important here. Let's go check this out. You can do, for example, kind of entries, MACD. This is using the MACD alone, the MACD and only the MACD, to have this kind of win rates. Let's go, for example, one of my favorites, MAs and RSI. All right, so RSI, let's turn it on. Look at that. It have bigger win rates, all right? And look at that. Once again, look at their profit and loss percentage. 604 at a 3.5. Yes, it's true. You're still having 70% lose rate, but look at your gains, right? I mean, if you're starting, don't go for the bigger gainer because you're gonna get very disappointed, and that is because of the psychology behind trading. Go for a balance between a win rate and a profit and loss percentage. All right, very quickly. So let's go and check out another one, like for example MAs. All right, so MAs, and I'm gonna show you how to tinker with that in a little bit. Look at that, MAs. Perfect. Now you see that, well, your win rate is not that big. So let's go back to the RSI. Let's go back to the RSI. There we go. And right here, you see a rune settings. That's when you have a rune turn on. AO settings. That's when you have AO turn on. All right. RSI settings when you have RSI turned on. So these RSI settings are the ones that we want to go for, right? So length of your RSI 14, crossovers above value 70. All right, maybe we can go and change these out. Like, for example, something that gives me a little bit of a better, it was something like 17, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check that out. 17. Let's just wait for that to load in here. All right. And let's see. Well, not much of a change. Let's go for something way different. Well, it's not way different. 20. Let's wait for this to change. And, oh, there it is. Bigger numbers. All right. Let's go for something like, I don't know, much lower, like 10 or something. Then there we go. In this case, having an RSI length of 10, now your 1-to-1 ratio, right? 1 for stop loss and 1 for taking profits. It gives you the highest win rate and the highest profit and loss. Really close together by the 3.5. All right. So how are you going to be handled this? I still rather handle 3.5. All right. So guys, do not let this indicator go. It's pure gold. You just need to tinker a little bit with it, but it's pretty freaking simple. And that is just one at a time. You can even combine those tools. Like, for example, if you have RSI and MACD, but that adds not only a parity complex right there, but also a bigger portion of your brain to trying to understand stuff, right? So I rather go for single tools win rates. Like, I mean, look at that, man. That is fantastic. For example, let's go. I can play with this like all day long, I promise you. What is it right here? MACD settings. Fast 12 and slow 30, for example, right? Or let's do 55 and 10. And let's see if we can improve those numbers. And no, not really. What did improve? It improved our win rate, but our all profit and loss decreased, right? So again, have a perspective on which one you're aiming to improve, all right? So let's go for that. And let's wrap the class up with 2 more assets. 7 out of 10 loss is brutal. Yeah, 7 out of 10 loss is brutal, but if you know what you're doing, like for example, let me bring this back up. That was a risk reward thing, right? If you are having a 30% win rate and you have a 300% gains, I mean, I would create a freaking bot on I don't know, something like 3 commas, right? And then put like $100 or whatever I can, right? Configure just to do the RSI stuff and come back in a month, right? And see how the gains are doing, right? Important, very, very important if you're going to be doing that. First, your bot is high maintenance. Second, you need to calculate your max drawdown. So if you ever get a max drawdown of 100%, oops, you're down. So your stop loss needs to be right below you get hit with that 100%. All right. How do you do that? Basically, your trades are going to be, instead of that $100, like instead of all in, they're going to be, I don't know, 50% in, right? So when you get one time 100% drawdown, you're just hitting half of your portfolio, which actually is going to be half of your profits. So instead of 300, that will still be a 160, I guess. Yeah, 160 ish, right? So, but yeah, completely agree with that. That is brutal having a 30% win rate, because that means that your losses are 70%, right? Yeah, I completely agree with that. I was just listening to the book Best Losers Wins. Oh, that is what a book, Kelly. And he said everywhere you look, most traders are going to have like a 70% losses rate. Yes. Yeah. But that's because they were using, just bear in mind when that book was written, all right? It doesn't change the fact that the overall is going to happen, right? But at this point, with AI and the massive push of indicators, we are seeing a fluctuation of that, right? Still, senior traders are going to have the same thing, but that is because they are used to those losses in will for those gains, right? So this kind of tools, like this one that I just showed you guys, these tools are already being made for professional traders, like custom made, right? They just don't sell it. They just don't sell it. In this case, it's free. So that's why I was telling you, don't let that go. This is a pretty freaking cool way to look at this. And it is based on something that is repetitive, right? Ratio. What is the ratio? Just in case you were wondering. I mean, what is tweets of a class, right? I love it. I love it. Let's go for example, if you long it here. All right, perfect. Oh, come on. Where's my long? Oh, I see what happened. Long. There we go. I just said that you long here. Look at that one. That is a 1-to-1. That is a 1-to-1. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna give you a 55% win rate and a 217. Perfect. That's not that brutal, is it? On your head. So which one are you gonna be picking? Like for example, a 1 to 3. So for that, you will need to do something like either like this. Come on. There you go. Something like this, or something like that. You see the difference? So pick your poison. Like, are you gonna go for a lower, smaller, come on, a stop loss or a higher win or a higher gain, right? That's a whole nother story, man. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, depending on which one you are extending, which area you're extending, either the bottom or the top. In this one, 3.09, that is a 1 to 3. Good evening, little fish. How's it going? Welcome, my friend. Great to have you here. All right, guys. So let's go for a couple of things in here really quickly. Let's go do a quick overview on what I have in here. We are looking for a possible bounce on hype. Be careful, if we lose that dynamic reactor, we're doomed, right? But we're still pretty far away. We would need a freaking big candle in here. That's why I have not just entered here. I'm waiting for whatever happens, which is going to be flip of the ribbon and U-shape pattern in here, all right? AERO, we're coming back down to it, right? So double top, this is not good, all right? This is not good. Remember, 1/4 of an entry right here, 1/2 of an entry right there. This double top, if we lose the neckline, this is the neckline, to be honest, right here where we are right now. Most likely we are gonna go strongly downwards. So why am I keeping that long? Because I do have the chance to go for, I mean, this is still a technical. Oh, look at that, man. Barely lower high. All right. So we could be creating a bullish flag, right? So far it's unknown. That's why I keep that long open. We already have enough gains for us to take this risk at 1/4. You'll see that right here, despite I always tell you 1/4, in this case is going to be 1/2, and that is because the amount of confluence that we got right down there. We have a big area of ranging here for our VRVP. We have another loud order block right down there, right? We have supports, we have liquidity, we have a shit ton of things right there, all right? So that's gonna be the plan for AERO. XLP, we were talking about a possible what was it? XLP. No, somebody request XLP. It was a, hey, you know what, be careful because we could be having a pump, and we did. In fact, that was the entry point, coming back up to the Fibonacci target and then start slipping downwards. So scratch, we're not going to be trading XRP. In fact, I'm not familiarized with this. Somebody was already into a trade. I did this analysis. Great, played out a little bit for that, not for that a huge boom. But look at this. It was looking juicy to this target. All right, so not that bad, not that bad. Right now, since we're losing the trend line in here, all right, not everything is lost because we're still holding on to going back up. Look at that. We're almost in that reversal. We're gonna be looking for a target here, possible target right down there. So let's go and add an alert to it. If you want to trade it, be my guest. Again, I'm not gonna be sticking my hands in here, but still, I'm gonna be giving the trade. All right, your stop loss right there, and give yourself a wiggle room. Let's go for some other support and resistances. And ooh, but the point is that if we lose this area, well, the next big support is all the way here. Yeah, we have an intermediate support. I don't know how good would that work. All right, bottom of the trend. Yeah, looks good. Looks good to me. BNB. Again, nothing with BNB. We don't have the clean entry right here. We have a shit ton of volatility. Look at that wick. And we're still waiting for the same pattern, bull flag or flag. All right, so be careful with that one. Still waiting and holding on BNB to actually do something other than just going to the moon. And we're going to be trying to jump back into BNB without buying the top. All right. We have useless. What a hilarious bit. I was actually looking for a long on useless. I don't know if I did I give it yesterday, because I was looking at this, I believe yesterday, right? Not 100% sure. I need to go watch the video. I was looking for an entry here. I picked this up from hackers. Then breakout retest. Freaking, that was a freaking good trading here. And well, then at this point, we're having a rejection back to dynamic reactor. So we're going to be going for our first. Oh, don't do that. Our first alert. Come on. Add where I think dynamic reactor is going to be. And maybe, just maybe, we might look a little bit higher. If we keep making these higher lows, we're in for a trade. All right, so let's go for that long position right there. And remember, we can go right here or right there. All right, so let's first go for this one. And if it bounces higher, remember, we're going to be going inside or right after it start bouncing back up. All right, this thing still has some money flow. Look at the money flow, to be honest. It's freakishly high to be just like a useless coin. I mean, I think because of the beams. What's your favorite ChartPrime indicator? The linear regression oscillator and the RSI prime. I know I haven't used it lately. And man, there's another one here. The one that got the ghost train crossing, because that helps me through parabolic trends. Those, I think those three. There's a couple of them. I wouldn't be able to choose between just one, or if I had to choose just one, I think I'll pick linear regression oscillator. Because if I'm using a free indicator of ChartPrime, that means that I don't have ChartPrime paid, right? So I would be relying only on stuff, and the only oscillator that I'd be willing to use is a linear regression oscillator, or the old crusty lazy bears, what is it, momentum retracement something, I don't quite remember the name of it, but yeah. Change the candles. RSI prime looks interesting. Yeah, it does actually. Our linear regression oscillator also changed candles. Look at this. But you can edit that inside. Like, look at this, like plot bar color. You take that out, and oops, there you go. You got the colors, or you can edit the colors. There is a what was the one? There is a prime. Also, yeah, you can. I have the over version, but there you go, colorized. And it didn't work because of this one, of course. Come on. Not working? What? Oh, because... Oh. No, color can't overlay. That one. My bad. My bad. And I give you like a heat map, which I really, really like. Oh, look at that. We're hot. We're hot. We're hot. Coming back down. Love it. All right. Let's go over hype once again. I'm telling you, we have two hype. There is one hype and the other hype, and they're different. You see, that's why I had so many issues yesterday with the hype in Bitcoin. Don't ask me what happened. The BOS trade that we took the day before, it was not there. But hype, I was also doing the same thing. I don't know what in the world is happening. So let's move it. Well, I know I was just stupid enough to add 2 of those. But where's the other hype? Here it is. All right, so we got them together. Fucking hell. Dude, that was giving me mental craps, bro. And sometimes when that happens, I can't let go. My brain stocks on it. I don't know why. All right, let's save this. Let's go to LDO. LDO, we already have a prediction. There we go. PYTH. A long time without training PYTH. All right. It seems like, yes, we're making that double top. Look at that. To the inch. To the inch. All right. But, oh man, this is where we either break or make. All right. So I'm going to be adding another, let's see if we have something here, another alert, but I want to see if I have a higher support resistance where we can bounce from. And not really. Oh, all right, so let's add another alerting here, trusting that this thing is not gonna break to the downside. All right, if this goes, most likely we're gonna hit quantum reactor in the very next area of resistance. Why not the soft order block? It's already soft and we already have hit it twice, so it's crumbling apart, right? So that's why I think that we might be able to push up, right? But if we lose it, next area of entry. All right, so you might get stopped out. No, I don't think so if we follow that U-shaped pattern that we're having, right? But I'm gonna be calling out along here, 1/4 off along. Your stop loss at the previous low. Give yourself that wiggle room, and there we go. It's a little bit below here, and onto the candle. There it is. All right. CRV already have the breakout retest continuation, and our next target to the moon, 0.85. Important, we can still have another retracement. I don't think that we will, but if we have it, it's gonna be right here. So once again, let's add our alert right there in case we have it. We can jump back into that little thing. Be careful, Sunday night, possible dump incoming. All right, so oh, it's already a little bit over time. Let's go over one more asset. I was looking at near the same thing. We're getting to a resistance. All right, so it makes sense that we lose the trend line. Which trend line you may be thinking? This one, this itty bitty tiny trend line. And if we go back in time, you'll see that we are just freaking ranging, right? The area of rejection, a little bit higher area of rejection. All right, so that will create, all right, we already have this one, that will create a breakout to maybe this area to create a higher low, or even right here to create a double bottom right onto that trend line. But I'm going for the worst case scenario being this one. So be careful. I mean, we can still do something like that like we did before, but still this is gonna be plan A. All right, so come on, let me add those alerts. So we're gonna be going for this one here. Let's lock it and add an alert to it. Let's create it, and let's add another alert right down here. And just in case there's another alert that is gonna be telling us that we're bursting to the upside. All right, so that's what I got, guys. We have 19 viewers and we have 17 likes. There we go. Thank you very much. Click that like button. Don't forget about that. That really helps with the algorithm, and that will enable us to keep giving you this kind of trades, open source everything, guys, so you guys become better traders on your journey. Let's see. Happy Horizon OC, what is meaning of diamond appear in the linear regression oscillator? I noticed sometimes they appear in the same color. Yeah, let's go for those really quickly. So I already have a video for that, but let's go for that simple question really quickly. All right, let me turn this one off. This one's all right. Blue diamonds are bearish diamonds. That's peak performance. All right, so if you are on a green volume movement, all right, and you have a opposite diamond, because that is the peak performance when we're going to start going downwards. All right, look at where we had that peak performance diamond. So the empty big triangles are just peak performance, kind of like reversals. It's not a reversal. All right, it's telling you, hey, you know, out of the performance that we could be having, all right, perfect, this is it. It's like having a Formula One car. All right, what is a peak performance? Max acceleration, right? Max torque plus max acceleration. But if you're going downwards into a downwards hill, that we know there's no hills in Formula One, but just imagine that, right? Well, then you could be exceeding your peak performance because you have the gravity pushing downwards to you, right? Or like a rocket, right? So basically, this is losing the fuel on your rocket. That is where the fuel ends. So that was your peak performance. You are not having more push, to having more actual push into the mass of the rocket because your fuel is out. But you can still overshoot a little bit because of momentum. All right. So that is what those diamonds mean. Peak performance. All right. Peak performance, peak performance, peak performance, peak performance. All right. And then when we're changing from, I don't know, from blue to green, those are my reversal diamonds. I know the reversal diamonds, we tend to look at them like, hey, reversal from the top to the bottom. But no, this is where we talk about reversal of the trend. All right, let's go check that out. So look at that. And if you would have longed in here, all right, so you miss your peak performance. You wait for the breakout, so a BOS trade, and you wait for your reversal that you have. Hey, we're finally confirming that we have from bearish to bullish. We're now bullish, so you long your breakout structure and boom shakalak, right? So that is the way that I use those diamonds. And once again, if you're going from blue to green, you're going green. If you're going from green to blue, you're going blue, if that makes sense. So blue is bearish, green is bullish, if that makes sense. So other than that, appreciate all knowledge and explanation, sharing, obviously. My pleasure, my friend, my pleasure. Hopefully you're having fun just like we all are having here. And most importantly, you start making some money, because what is better than having fun and getting paid for it, right? Love it, love it. So guys, thank you so much for joining. This is gonna be it. I still have a little bit of my migraine, so no gaming session tonight. Very sorry. I'm gonna be taking the night tonight, you know, to get some rest, take care of my wife. She also doesn't feel that well. It's a little bit under the sun. I don't know, maybe it was exposure to some food that just didn't sit well with us, and we have both a headache. I don't know. But it's gonna be, well, hobby responsibilities tonight. So guys, thank you so much for joining. You really make my night shine. And as always, see you guys this time on Monday. Have a great weekend. See you guys.
Bitcoin is going to zero.
Game over.